Now, I don't want to call you necessarily a member of the establishment, but you obviously talk to some establishment types, and you're an elected congressperson. To what extent can you talk about, and is it true that, you know, these rumors of the GOP establishment, particularly sitting members of Congress and, you know, people that want to run for the Senate and whatnot, get scared of Speaker Gingrich being on the top of the ticket and therefore hurting other down-ticket candidates? Do you believe that that is a real fear out there? And, you know, to that extent, I mean, obviously there's a legitimate issue there because obviously the Republicans want to keep the House and keep the Senate and gain the Senate.
Look, if we're going to get this country turned around, we got to defeat Barack Obama, we got to hold the House of Representatives and win back the Senate. That's a tall order. Unfortunately, Mr. Gingrich has been mired in scandal, both personally and professionally, for a long time. He has a tendency to get unhinged. He's not very disciplined. He couldn't get elected Speaker of the House right now. He had to resign in disgrace. 88% of Republicans voted him out. He had to pay a $300,000 fine, and he has this, you know, literally a million pages of ethics of documents he had to turn over to the Ethics Committee. So that scares me as somebody who's going to be on the ballot. And if you get tethered with that person on the top of the ticket, I think if he's at the top of the ticket, is going to cause a lot of other races that are really close and tight. I really do worry about that.
So there's a real fear out there with some establishment types that Speaker Gingrich, if he was the nominee, would hurt the Republican Party and the Republican brand for this year's election.
Well, not just establishment. I mean, people that are running for the very first time, where we're trying to knock off Democrats. The reality is that Speaker Gingrich, I think, would help drag down the ticket. That's why I think Mitt Romney would be much better in that position to provide a freshness and take the fight to Barack, because he hasn't been a creature of Washington, D.C.